Have you ever thought about knitting or crocheting your own sweater or cardigan without a pattern? Well, I got you covered. In this video, I'm going to share with you all of the freestyle knit and crochet items that I have made over the last couple of years without using a pattern to give you some inspiration and motivation to get crocheting or knitting without a pattern on your own. Before I get started and go through these items that I've pulled out to share with you, let me just preface this video by saying that I am by no means an expert knitter or crocheter. I'm of the belief that you really don't have to be an expert to have a go at making wonderful items for yourself and for others. So that's the purpose of this video, is to give you the motivation, the inspiration, but as well some confidence to have a go at knitting or crocheting some beautiful things for yourself without a pattern and with ultimate freedom in what you design. Let's start with this sweater that I knitted and also crocheted. I think it's a combination. Yes, it is. Quite a few years ago now for my eldest daughter. I think this was one of my very first attempts at making a sweater without a pattern, and it turned out absolutely adorable. I think one of the biggest things with making any kind of sweater without a pattern is to make sure that you get your size right, which means it's much easier to make an item if you have the body that's intended to wear it available for you to assess the size as you're making the item. In this case, it was made for my daughter, I think when she was maybe 7 or 8 years old. She's grown out of it now, but I'm keeping it for my youngest daughter. You'll see here that I did some combination stitches. I did a combination in the different colors to build up the bodice of the cardigan, which is essentially just 2 squares stitched at the shoulder and the side seams. I did get a little bit creative with the neckline and the cuffs because I'm not an experienced knitter. I wasn't sure at the time how to do a ribbed stitch. So I actually just got my really chunky crochet hook out and I did some crocheted cuffs and neckline, which I actually think is really, really cool and a little bit different because you don't often see that on knitted sweaters. This orange and light cream color is by Wool and the Gang. That's the brand of yarn that I used. This purple one is not that same brand. I don't actually remember what brand it was. I do remember I got it from Spotlight, and for some reason I only bought the one ball. I often do that, which then, I don't know, it creates a challenge for myself in making something with so few skeins of yarn. But at the same time, it can sometimes generate some amazing creations like this sweater. So that's the first item that I wanted to share with you to give you some inspiration. The next sweater that I want to share with you is another one that I made a few years ago for my daughter. And this one is a crochet granny square sweater. And you'll see here that it is a whole bunch of different granny squares that are joined into this first square panel, which makes up the front bodice and then also the back bodice. And then there's a 3 by 2 granny square rectangle joined together to make the sleeves. I then also just did some standard double crochet stitching for the cuffs. And then along that neckline, you'll see that I tapered it in a little bit to then provide that curve neckline, which I just think adds such a cute finish to this sweater. I was actually intending on making this for myself, but I ran out of yarn, which is why there's more of this white, big, thicker band here at the neckline. And I could only make a certain number of granny squares with the yarn that I had. So it ended up being a sweater for my daughter. I also finished the bottom hem with just some standard double crochet in that same white and purple stripe to use up the yarn. I absolutely love this. I really wish it was bigger because I would wear the absolute death out of this, I reckon. Isn't it adorable? And just like the other sweater, sadly, she has grown out of it now, but I am keeping them aside for my younger daughter to grow into and hopefully wear. Moving on to crochet cardigans and how to make these without a pattern. Now, I have shared a video a couple of months ago on how I do this, and I've got another one coming, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already subscribed, perhaps you should. Turn on the notification bell so then you don't miss when that video is released. Crocheting cardigans, I find a lot of satisfaction out of doing without a pattern. it allows for way more freedom, and you can use up any yarn that you've got. Take this one, for example. I call this cardigan my wild rainbow cardigan because it is crocheted in this crazy, it's just a whole bunch of scrap yarn that has been crocheted together. It has been crocheted using the 3-piece method, which I talk about in the video that I just mentioned, which is essentially one whole piece that you crochet for the bodice and the back, and then you attach that piece, or fold it over and attach it at the shoulders, and then you attach your sleeves. They're crocheted in one panel and then attached at the bottom of the sleeve and then here at the armhole. I did do a ribbed cuff on each of the sleeves, the bottom hemline, and then also around the neckline. You'll see here that I also did my own buttonholes. I made them very, very big because I'm still getting my head around how to crochet a buttonholes into ribbing. And whilst we're talking about Wild Rainbow Cardigan, I loved making this so much that I went ahead and I made a second one. Oh, hang on, let me just do these buttons up again. I actually wear this second one a lot more than the first. I don't know why, actually. It is pretty much exactly the same. It is a little bit shorter. It's more of that cropped style. It is the same scrap yarn, which my mum actually gave to me, gosh, a long time ago. I don't even know where she got that yarn from, but it was all like small, tiny little balls of all sorts of random colored yarn. And I was determined to use it all up. I just love using stuff up to make other things. So that is why I made 2 of these. I think I'm probably gonna have to sell one of these because really, who needs 2 of the exact same cardigan? This one was once again made with 3 pieces and with the ribbed neckline, buttonholes, and the ribbed cuffs on the sleeves and the hem. Moving on to one of my warmest cardigans. This is the most luxurious and coziest cardigan I think I have ever made. Oh my goodness. It has to be a really cold day for me to wear this because it is so thick, it's like wearing a blanket. And now because this is such a thick and heavy yarn, I actually had to crochet this in 5 different pieces. So rather than the bodice being made up in one piece and then joined at the shoulders, I actually had to do each side of the bodice separate as well as the back separate, join those at the shoulders and at the sides up to where the armhole is because it's just really thick and really heavy. I actually knitted this. I didn't crochet it, as you can tell. It is knitted and it is just so soft. I knitted it because I wanted this drape, which you get from this particular knit stitch, which the name of completely eludes me now, but it's a very common knit stitch. I'm sure all knitters watching will go, it's this. Feel free to tell me in the comments. Much like the first sweater that I shared, I actually decided to do a crocheted neckline for this as well, rather than doing a ribbed neckline. And I've only got the 2 buttons, and I think that's because I only had 2 of these giant buttons, which were actually thrifted. And I think it works out fine. The hem I started as a knit rib stitch, and then on these sleeves, I also started the sleeves as a knit rib stitch. But for some reason, I did the neckline with the crochet. Next up is this Hexagon crochet cardigan that I made for my youngest daughter out of a lovely cotton yarn from my stash. These are so easy to make without a pattern. They're essentially 2 crocheted hexagons that are folded in a particular way and stitched together at the center back. It's a short sleeve summer little cardigan. If you've not seen the Hexi cardigan method, I'll put a link in the description to a good tutorial. You don't actually need a tutorial though, you just need to know how to start off a hexagon basically. It's like a hexagon granny square, but it's not a granny square, it's a hexagon shape. And there's a particular way that you fold the hexagon that creates the front and the back bodice as well as the sleeve. So this side here is actually one hexagon, and then this side is the second hexagon, and they are joined here at the center back and then across the top of the sleeves. It is genius and so easy, and you don't need a pattern. You essentially just keep crocheting the granny stitch here. You just keep crocheting those around and around and around your hexagon until it's big enough to fold into the size that you want. I have seen people do like extra sort of panels in the back to make it fit different sizes better. That is the benefit of crocheting without a pattern. You can actually be much more creative. And like I said earlier, you can use whatever yarn you want that you have in your stash. I also did some additional single crochet stitches here on the neckline, and then put some little tiny clear buttons in with some little tiny buttonholes, which are hard to see here. Isn't it adorable? I feel like I need to make one of these for myself. Next up is this cute little crochet cotton summer top that I also made for my youngest daughter. This is the easiest little top to make. This is crocheted using that granny stitch, I guess you can call it, which is, the clusters of three double crochets into one stitch that make up the granny square stitch. This is 2 strips. So this is one strip, this is another strip, and then they're joined here at the center front and here at the center back, and then underneath here on the sides, leaving openings here for the armhole and then obviously the neckline. And then all I've done is go around the armhole with just another single crochet just to finish off that armhole on both sides. And then I also did the same around that neckline just to finish off the neckline nicely. And then I added this really, really cute ribbed hem. And I did it in a black and cream contrasting yarn, cotton yarn, because once again, because of this type of stitch, this is very much a summer top. So that's why I wanted to use cotton. And same as the last cardigan, I didn't actually have very much of this yarn, so I thought this was a great way to use it up and make something really, really cute for my youngest daughter. One of the awesome things about this style of top is that you can attach sleeves if you want to. You can make it oversized, and then you can grow into it, which means it's fantastic for kids or anyone really. And you can see that I did this quite cropped, but you could actually continue making these panels and turn it into like a really cute dress if you really wanted to. I think it's just such a versatile design and something that you can definitely spice up, get creative with without a pattern. And the very, very last one that I want to share, and you've probably been looking at it this whole video, is this. It's actually a fake cardigan. It's a sweater that looks like a cardigan because I made this such a long time ago, well before I knew how to do buttonholes in ribbed stitches. And I just sewed it closed with these fake buttons so it looks like a cardigan. And I knitted this using some thrifted yarn that I got from the op shop. And I didn't have quite enough. So what I did was, when I thought that I was running out of the yarn to make the sleeves, I then just switched to this cream color to finish off the sleeves. And I do that where I'm a little bit unsure whether I'll have enough yarn or not. I leave the sleeves till last, and then I will substitute in the contingency yarn, I call it, to then finish off the item and then have the stripes here. That method works really well if you've got like mostly one color yarn, because then you're bringing in just like a contrasting piece that can be evenly distributed on either sleeve. If I'm doing like stripes and whatnot, then it doesn't really matter. You can finish the sleeves and then you can always add more to the bodice and have it longer or more cropped. This cardigan was knitted in a 5-piece method. So I did the 2 front panels, the back panel, and joined at the shoulders, and then attached the sleeves that were made as individual pieces. I also tapered in the neckline, as you can see here, so then it was more of a distinct V, which I absolutely adore. I don't often do that, but for this particular item, I chose to, and I don't regret it. I absolutely love the neckline. All I did was just reduce my stitching as I was knitting the front panels. On one edge, I took it in by one for a number of rows to then taper that neckline in like that. Simple as that. And that's it, folks. That is all the items that I wanted to share with you. And I hope that they did inspire you and give you some motivation, but more importantly, some confidence to get crocheting or knitting without a pattern. If you already love to crochet or knit without a pattern, let me know in the comments what kind of things that you like to make. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I love creating. I love knitting, crocheting, sewing, making quilts, clothes, you name it. And if that is your jam, I would love to see you again. So until next time, take care. Bye.